Hey guys, it's Alonzo with Last Legacy Gaming, doing our new segment called Non-Meta Monday, where we go over a deck that has some hidden potential, some deck that isn't meta, hasn't been explored as much, and hasn't been talked as much, that we're going to be going over its pros, cons, what makes it good, what can make it better, and why one day it might be meta. So, let's get into it. And if you guys have any of your own decks that you guys want to be explored, want us to go over, hit those comments. I'm going to be reading all of them and trying my best to make a deck for all of them. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let's get into it. So first off, we got the Mechikabura and Towa leader, Dark Conjurers. Just a great card, replaces any of your Xeno Dark Bully cards when they leave the board, helps you draw a card, so that's really nice for that. And most importantly, reduces the cost of all those cards, the main engine in this deck, by 1, and makes it so they have no specified cost. Just really nice. So that's the leader, and let's get into the deck. So first off, we have 4 of the Dark Dragon Balls. Great card, helps you filter, looks for whatever you need. We are playing black and blue, so this basically helps you get a blue energy when you need it, helps you get any of your plays when you need it, helps you look for a negate when you need it. This card just does so much, there's absolutely no reason not to play it, and it also fills your drop. Amazing card for this deck. We play 1 Dark Power. We do have our drop sometimes that we can, with cards like this, that gets filled up. Basically, you can always add it back to your hand if you want to use it as negate, or just really good removal for any big bodies, secret rares, Kefla. Just really nice to have in the main deck, so just really good. The next card we play is Heroine's Lineage. This could be any of the secret rares. Ideally, this would be Kai, but you can really interchange any of them in this deck. Pan and Kai would probably be the better ones, though, to go with this. The Heroine's Lineage is the only one I have at the moment, but I think I would personally go with Kai in this deck, just to have a little bit more removal. But yeah, so you play one of those, really good. Heroine's Lineage is still definitely good, though, still a classic. Now on to the SS4 pieces. We play 4 SS4 Bardock, basically a 1-cost Denial of Hope, ends its body, they remove it, you draw a card. Just really good, hits a lot of stuff for Rogue, Icarus, etc., stuff like that. Just super good card to have. So we're definitely playing 4 of that. Alright, and then we play 4 SS4 Vegeta. One of the weaknesses in this deck is unfortunately sometimes you don't have the biggest hand size, especially if they're playing just big bodies that attack over your guys instead of basically removing them by skills, so you're not really recovering cards. But still, this kind of helps. One of the problems that the deck does have, and it's been having to have these cards in your hand that have 1 energy plus 5k. This lets you put any of them back, or any of your big Xeno cards that you want in your main deck that you played from the main deck. This kind of just gives you everything you need. Consistency, putting back any cards you don't want, and making sure you always have live calm power. So this card's really good for that. Alright, we play 4 SS4 Gohan, which is kind of like our dormant for the deck. Just really nice, and it's also a body. 1 energy dormant, really nice, that turns into body. That's 16k, super good. Next we play 4 Janemba. We play this card mostly because it's a blue card we can search off with the ball, and a card that we will inherently play that is blue. There's not a lot of great blue options that you'd play that don't require a lot of deck space, so we're playing this one. And it also is a negate. Sometimes a really nice turn that you have is you negate with this, basically only give them 1 real attack for the turn, and you can kind of just choose what that attack is. So just really nice, and of course obviously there's still going to be stained bodies, and if they do get rid of them, you're going to be drawing a card replacing basically what they got rid of. So just really nice. Alright, and then we play 3 Slugs. This is your turn 2 or turn 1 play, depending on what you got. Just really good card, and basically any way that they really interact with this card, you're going to be getting its effect. So really good, and just really versatile. So basically having a blocker that has like indestructible in a way, because you're gonna, no matter how they get rid of it, you're just gonna be playing the other big body and still have a blocker. So it's just really nice for that, and a great play you always want to have in the beginning. Alright, and then to finish off that chain, we do play 2 Lord Slugs. We are only playing 2 because this card has unique, so you can stack multiples, and you can always just put them back with the Vegeta, so that's really nice. And it's obviously not a card that you want to draw, but that's why we only played 2, and I think 2 has been perfect. Have no problems with it at all. Alright, and the next chain that we play is 2 Dark Broly. You don't play this card all the time, but it's just a nice card to have in the deck. Basically, you do have it turns into 1 cost, and then you can play 1 to play the big Broly. That's really nice to play into this Broly, which finished off the chain. Basically, now they're going to be creating a life or getting rid of 1 of each card from each zone, etc. But it's also really good because if you're playing against a deck that just attacks over everything, this forces them to have a way to remove it. And if they remove it, obviously you're going to be drawing a card. But sometimes some decks don't have inherent good removal like that. And this basically just punishes them super heavy because they're going to be getting hit with the 30k swing every single turn. So just really nice. Alright. Now we go on to the blue section. That was half of the deck. Now we have 4 Sensu being one of the reasons we play blue. This card just lets us extend our plays farther, and on those turns that we want to push this, so you play on the turns that we want to push, we just keep playing all these, replace themselves, being make it 21, have your untap energy, play another one, or play another one of the bodies, and being just helps you keep going, of course, and it just it gives you another aspect of the aggro. It gives you a little bit more energy to play with. That's just really, really good. Of course, we all know what Bean does, especially for aggro. We play 3 Pan, basically a self-awakening that goes back to our hand, making sure that we're not depleting our hand side, which is really, really good. So on our turn 2 that we want to awaken, or turn 3 at times, we'll attack, put it back in our hand, and then next turn we can charge it, have a blue card that we can charge. So that's really, really nice. So you play 3 of those, because you don't always need to have it, but 3 has been working perfect for me, but it's there when you need it. We play 2 Tapion, because it has limit 1, it's a double striker, that costs 1, replaces itself, 20k body. Just really, really nice. And it kind of gives your Unison something to do with its markers. Alright, and then the second reason that we're playing blue is God Sealing. One of the weaknesses I found with this deck is if you get hit with Food Shroud or Mystery, you really cannot do anything, especially as a black deck. It just hurts. You're going to lose. So that's why we have to be playing blue in here, having been playing God Sealing. This makes it so you can stop the Food Shroud and weakness, Food Shroud in darkness. This stops your biggest weakness and makes it so you can actually play and compete on a higher level. So this card is absolutely needed on the deck, how it stands. But it's just really good, especially for things like Hefla as well, because those are just big things that make it hard for black really to accrue value, because black doesn't have the best defense. So yeah, so we're definitely playing for God Sealing. Alright, and the unison that we are playing is 4 hits. Basically, we're not using any secondary other effect. We're just using the +1 draw card. And I know some people are like, it really doesn't sound that good, which is like, by itself, this will not be that great, but this also helps one of our problems, which is we're not getting as much card value, so this gives us a card every turn. But this card says we can play God Sealing and we can play Bean, which is that by itself is good enough. So yeah, we're playing 4 of those. Great to keep our hand size up and the pressure up. Alright, we play 4 Gokus, just our super combo, draw card. Nothing crazy. And like I said, one of the weaknesses the deck does have is lower hand size at times if they're not playing effect removal, so we're not replacing our hand as much if they're just playing big bodies that swing over us. So that's why we're playing 2 Unbreakable, basically another super combo in our hand to keep our hand size up, and it's really, really good for offensive pushes, obviously, and defensive pushes. Just really good, versatile, making sure that we never lose that much hand size. So just really nice. Alright, and we play 1 Zarbon. Basically, this untaps our Lord Slug blocker. Really, really nice. Does exactly what you needed to. You could play multiples. I was playing 3 actually at one point. I thought that was a little bit too much. Cut it down to 2. I thought 2 was actually a really good number. But I think 1 so far is what I'm just gonna stick with, just because I don't need it all the time. But I think 1 or 2 could be either one of those spots. But it's just really nice because sometimes if they counterplay your like Gohan and stuff, and they think that you really don't have a lot of defenses to like really go off of, like you're still gonna be having your Lord Slug and basically being able to restand it with this. This may not be a necessary for everyone, but this is kind of like one of my personal favorite cards, so I kind of threw it in there. So you don't have to play this card if you don't want to, but I think it really gives you good value, and when you're tapped out, it gives you another option, so that's just nice at times. Of course, now we do play 2 Secret Identities, just have some good removal in the deck. Great card. Just nothing really does what it does for free, especially. And the last card we play is 1 Food Shroud and Mystery, especially in the Black Mirrors. This card kills. Super, super good. Just a great finishing card, and yeah. Nothing like a good Fu to end the game. Anyway, alright guys, well thank you guys so much for watching. That's the deck profile. If you guys have any comments, concerns, or want to see any of your own favorite non-meta decks that aren't represented as much, aren't talked about, definitely hit it up down below. I'm going to be reading all the comments and making sure I get to those as soon as I can. You guys have a great day. Hopefully you guys had a great Christmas, and thanks for watching. Bye.